All right, so I am Bethany Vargas. Not that anybody needs to know my last name. I like being anonymous. I am doing our May regional meeting, and today is all about host coaching. So how we can get our hostesses to really be involved in the process, and also to kind of guide them in order to flip the script on them at the end if that's a possibility. So I'm going to share my screen and we will get started. I'm actually gonna just start us off right at the training so that we can get through this in the time allotted, because Zoom likes to cut us off when we don't pay all the money for all the things. All right. If you bonus qualified for April, I just have to say way to go, because it was a very, very weird month, right? It was super strange because of all the things that were going on with out of stocks. And I know people were struggling. I know people had a hard time getting the stock or even getting parties booked, because people started panicking, thinking that if my stylist doesn't have what I need, then what, right? So I don't want you to think that if you didn't bonus qualify in April, that it's not going to happen in May, because we're still stuck in this weird twilight zone. It is possible. And it's also possible to book parties. If you need help booking parties, you are in luck, because today we talk about that connection with the hostess, but it also will lead us into maybe enrolling a new stylist. If you didn't enroll last month either, again, don't be discouraged. I need to see my screen real quick. Hold on. I don't know why it won't show me what I need to see. Hold on. I need to make sure that I can see my face. Okay. So if you didn't already hear, corporate's doing something amazing with jump starts where they are kind of pushing it back. So if you just enrolled stylists or you are a new stylist, just remember your jump starts are being extended. So I would check your emails to make sure you see that. And if you didn't see the email, I think it's posted on the app and in VO, our virtual office, somewhere under announcements. Everybody's screen looks a little bit different sometimes, so I don't want to tell you the wrong spot. If you enrolled, oh, hold on. If you enrolled, it won't let me escape. I have people trying to come in the meeting. Sorry. Okay, Amanda, you should be in now. I'm gonna see if I can set it to where everyone can get in on their own now. Okay, sorry. But if you promoted starting May 1st when commissions ran, I am super impressed and super proud of you. I maintained my rank, so I'm glad about that. If you hit Circle of Excellence, that means you sold over $1,000 and you had 2 recruits. Again, amazing. You need to reward yourself, and you need to be proud that you were able to do that, again, in a very Twilight Zone-ish type of month, right? Okay, so our monthly training, host coaching for Facebook nail bars. Obviously right now, especially in the climate that we have with this whole coronavirus ordeal, the pandemic kind of took a front seat and our in-person nail bars kind of took the back seat. Same thing with events. So Facebook nail bars really are the lifeblood of our business right now. Doing things online is the only way to go. So we need to know how to really get our host involved in the parties. If the hostess is not involved, it's just not going to go as well. We can do everything that we want to. We can have a really cool theme. We could have amazing graphics. We could post nail fees all day. But if we're not connected to our hostess probably isn't connecting with the people that they've invited to the party, or they may not have invited all the people that should be in the party. So having that connection with the host is really what's the backbone of having a successful Facebook nail bar. So today you will learn the role of a stylist and a host, the host packet, which has come a very long way, nail bar timeline, host coaching steps, and converting your host to a stylist. Now, I am not going to do as well as some other people have done on that very last part, so I am going to give you some advice on where to go to hear more and see more on that. All right, so why is host coaching so important? So like I said, the more success we want out of a party, so that means rewards for the hostess. Okay, it's not really about us at this point. We want to make sure the party is successful for our hostess and for all the people she invites, because the more success she has, or he, the more success we are going to have, just automatic, right? All the rewards that they get are going to go straight to them, but also all the customers are now our customers, right? It's not just her friends, her family, it's now our friends, our nail family, and we can go a lot further by getting more people in our VIP group, or even just in our customer database. Okay, and having a new host or even a prior host with a successful party helps them see how they could possibly be a stylist. Or you never know, one of those customers could see that they could be a stylist. Okay, so we really have to make sure that this part is supposed to be up higher. So the bold part that says the role of a stylist, we have to be the ones that set the goals and have the timeline and make sure that we're coaching our host. And we have to make sure that we have all the resources at our fingertips possible. So that means all our nail fees that we're going to post, all the graphics we're going to post. We have to be prepared to go live to show how to put on the nails. We have to have stuff already planned out, like bundles or sales or incentives, anything like that, gifts that you want to give. And we also have to be ready to promote anything that the company is giving. Okay. And our role really is to make sure that the host also has anything that they might need to convince people to either join the party or have fun in the party, even for them to give ideas for other people for what they might want, because a host is really good at knowing what they like, and they also know what their friends like, right? Let's be honest. So if we can convince them to showcase all those things, it's going to be a lot easier for us because we don't necessarily know the people like they do. And as a stylist, we also have to make sure we tag guests for reminders and for when the party is closing. But we also have to make sure we're tagging the host and reminding the host to do those things. All right, so creating engagement and excitement is really the role of the host. Okay, so like I said, if we don't really know the people that are being invited to this party, we have to rely on our host to make those connections for us. So they're gonna need to help people create their wish list. They're gonna need to invite guests to the nail bar. They're gonna have to make sure that they are tagging people, right? then they really need to comment on every post, and not like a yes or a, oh, that's nice, or just an emoji, but really maybe even asking questions when they tag someone, or making a statement about something that they see, something that will jog the algorithm, because we know Facebook can be kind of aggravating, right? They need to post themselves, okay? And we're there to help them do that if they're not already naturally posting, okay? And if the host is willing to go live, that's also great for the Facebook algorithm, especially if they're the one that's connected to the people in the party, right? If people are used to seeing them post on their personal page, then people will automatically see them more if they post organically in the nail bar. And if you need to know how to make a group or anything, please don't hesitate to reach out to your upline or even to me to figure out how to start a nail bar if you are new. All right, so the host packet, and I'm sorry that it looks like this. I'll post just the PDF part for you if you need this. But the host packet, they've made it so much easier, let me tell you, because it used to only be in our upline groups. Okay, people are having to create graphics of their own, people are having to create documents of their own for all these things, and it used to be super complicated just to get it and then print it and put it in a packet, or even digitally in a packet. So now it's a lot easier. All of these things can be found in your virtual office, in the back office, and it's under resources. You can even find them in the app. Super duper easy. Okay, you need your wish list, you need your host checklist, the host benefits, so the tiers, the rewards, okay, scripts, so things for them to say or ideas for them to post, an actual post. So nail fees ideas, you want to be able to give them all the things that they need right there in their packet. And you can still mail this to them, okay, so they have a hard copy, or you can have it all digital and just share it to them. Something that I love doing is I love making a hostess video. So I lay out all the goals for them and all of the things that are their role, so their hostess checklist. I go through it with them in a video because sometimes it's easier to hear it and then see it. And I'm a teacher, so I think that everybody needs a hands-on way and a visual way and an auditory way. So I think this helps, the video helps them to make that connection, and they're making a connection with you because they're seeing your face, they're hearing your voice, you're being more personable than just sending it. And again, I also send it in the mail, so that's two things that they get. Plus I send them their scripts and their posts in Messenger or to their text if that's what they want. So they're getting three different ways, right? They're getting the auditory and the visual, they're getting the hands-on packet, and they're getting the visuals that they can themselves copy and paste and post, or even the images that they need to post. All right, so nail bar timeline. The best thing to do is to get your party booked, and then you kind of want to book parties a month in advance. Okay, I know that's not always possible, especially during this whole time. People kind of are more on the fly now than they were prior to the pandemic, because people are like, oh, I'm not doing anything but sitting on my couch this week, so you know what, I'll host a party. So 1 week prior to the party may not be where you're at right now, but most of the time parties get booked a month in advance. So you want to make sure that you're touching base with them again 1 week prior to the party, day before the party, day of the party, day after the party. Those are your big milestones. Okay, so getting the nail bar booked, you want to pick a date, and again, it's preferable that it's in the future, like 2 weeks at least, because you want to be able to send them their hostess coaching packet, their samples, catalogs, all that kind of stuff. You want to have time to create and send your video, explaining the nail bar process, that you're going to set up that group, that they need to individually message people and give them the link to the group, to make sure that they understand where to shop and how to shop. Because right now, if there's not a lot of inventory on the website and customers can't order until after us, then obviously you want them to shop your inventory if you have any. And that process might be a little bit different than you usually would have it. And if you need to have your parties in a Facebook group that's already created, cough, cough, your VIP group, that's okay. Okay. Just have them invite everyone to your VIP group automatic, and you can create a Facebook event inside your VIP group. And that way they're shopping from your inventory that's already posted in your VIP group, and people are automatically getting in that VIP group. But that's up to you. If you want to cross post your pictures of your inventory or just do it by nail fees, that's a-okay. And then when you're getting that nail bar booked, you definitely want to explain the host role and packet to them, even though you're going to be sending it to them in multiple ways, shapes, and forms. And you want to help the host create their goal. What do they want with this party? How many free sets do they want? Are they really just trying to get one or two things off their wish list? Are you trying to get them to see that they can sell all these sets to help them be a stylist? Maybe that is what they want. Maybe your goals cross. I don't know, but you've got to figure that out with each host that you have. They need to have a goal in mind so that they, again, participate more. All right, so 1 week prior to the nail bar, as a stylist, you're going to create that group. You're going to create graphics or find graphics. You're going to send those scripts, those not word for word, but maybe more like Mad Libs, like fill in the blank, for the host to post. You want to give them things to post on their personal page and in the party group. You want to coach the host on how to like, comment, and engage in her nail bar. So that means, again, for comments, maybe not just a yes or no, maybe not just a number or a letter or an emoji, maybe a GIF, maybe their new little avatar giving a thumbs up, something that Facebook recognizes as actual interaction. Coach them on that. They may not know, okay? They may not be tech savvy. They may not be Facebook savvy. The next thing is, again, you want the host to send private messages with the link. You don't want them to just click the invite button. Sometimes people, cough, cough, me, if they just get invited, they don't have to automatically click join, and they stay in what's called preview mode, okay? When you give them the link to the group to share, people are more automatically gonna click on the link, see the group, and then click join themselves. And that really helps them to automatically get notifications for everything in the group. You want to review the frank list with the host to invite guests. They need to invite as many people as possible, and you need to give them, again, that script that's going to help other people notice that they are having a party. So maybe even people that they don't think about wanting to be in this group. So friends, relatives, acquaintances, that person that's been on the Zoom call with them every week at work, okay? Neighbors, kids contacts. So that friend that is over every single day and you don't really talk to their mom that much, but maybe, just maybe, they should be in this party. And any social media contacts you have, that person that likes your posts on Instagram but doesn't really talk to you, or the person that views your Facebook story but didn't click anything, invite them anyways. Coach your host to invite them anyways. So then when guests join the group, make sure that the host tags them in the welcome post, and you can coach them through that, okay? You can say, hey, I'm gonna make a welcome post on Friday. I'll remind you to tag all your people that you've invited and that have accepted to join the group. You can offer an early bird special where they order before the nail bar starts to win free accent nails or a pair of earrings or a nail file, whatever you have on hand that you want to be part of the early bird special. And you can even say for the early bird special, any buy 3 get 1 free order gets the special. It doesn't have to be any order. All right, so day before the nail bar, you want to coach the host to make sure that they're tagging the people. So maybe you said Friday is the welcome post and today is Thursday, and you send a text to remind your host, hey, I'm making the welcome post tomorrow. I'm going to tag you in the welcome post, and then you need to go ahead and tag your people underneath that. Post should be fun and exciting, and if there's a theme that matches your host, then you need to be sticking to that theme. Have all your stuff ready, and then make sure that you start asking questions. Questions will get people to respond, and make sure that your host is also responding. If you need more interaction in the group because you don't think people are really interacting, maybe have someone that is the host's best friend or their sister or their mom or even one of your downlines or somebody that might have something in common with your host. Go ahead and have them in the party so that they can be responding to your questions as well. And that will get the post seen more and more people answer your questions. And like I said, post early bird specials, flat rate sets or bundles or anything that you can offer. Don't do anything that's outside of your budget or outside of what you already have on hand. It's not a good idea. Okay, day of the nail bar. So now you send a reminder to your host to have them send a reminder to anybody that really needs to join the party. And last minute guests are not a bad thing, just saying. Okay, anybody that comes into the party at any time is welcome and is an added positive. Stylist needs to post, that's you, stylist post an introduce yourself post 1 hour before the nail bar begins. So that's something where everyone can get to know something about someone else. You can even be specific and say like, introduce yourself, tell me a little bit about you, name, where you live, favorite hobby, and your favorite nail set if you have already tried Color Street, or maybe just your favorite color so that you can make sure that you post about everybody's favorite color as a nail set later in the party. The host needs to comment on introduce yourself post, but they should also be commenting on everybody that posts. So maybe responding like, oh yes, I remember visiting you at your house, or don't you love that we're still connected after all this time? Or, oh, I love that color too. You should try blah, blah, blah shade. Okay, get the host to make sure that they're interacting and connecting just like you are with the guests. You need to go live with the hostess if possible, and either you or the hostess need to do a live application. A lot of my hosts are very hesitant to go live unless they're also in direct sales. So most of the time I do this on my own, but then I make sure that I have the host post their own nail fee, maybe their first set, maybe what they have on right now, right after I've gone live and as their own individual post. But if you do go live with the hostess, make sure that the hostess is also interacting, or they could just be on while you're live and they're responding to everybody's comments on your live. You want to make sure that you're talking to everyone during your live and making sure that they understand details about the party, all the sales going on, or what the prices are of the sets, where to find the sets, that type of thing. This is a great time to share some of the fun facts you learned about your guests from the Frank list. So again, going back to that introduce yourself, if you connect with the guests in your live and they see you and they hear you talking about it, that makes them feel special and coming back for more. So after the nail bar closes, you've done your party, your host has done everything that's possible, you've been interacting with customers, You've been thanking them as they order. You've been sending out their stuff as soon as possible. Make sure that you post a thank you to all guests and a special thank you and shout out to the party host at the end. Okay, so just another thank you. You cannot say thank you enough to your customers. Okay, you want to make sure that you share the opportunity. So maybe a business blessing, maybe explain how many sets the hostess is up to so far. And share that that's how many sets maybe come in a stylist kit or it's close to it, and explain just how fun this opportunity is and that you get to do things like this, connect with people in parties. Review with the host the orders that were placed, because she also needs to know what her guests got, especially if you want to flip them into a stylist, because then you can have them connect with the guests as well. And maybe even have the host, follow up with the guests who haven't ordered. I know I was texting one of my hostesses today and saying, hey, 2 more people ordered. I have one girl, this person is on the fence. She talked about some of the sets she wanted, but she hadn't texted me back. Maybe just shoot her a picture of some of the sets that she liked and remind her about my weekend deal where she gets a free pair of earrings with her order. And the host said, awesome, thank you so much for this. I'll get right on it. And even if that person doesn't buy, at least I made sure that my host knows who has not purchased yet, and she can kind of connect with that person instead of me hounding them. And then reminder of when the nail bar will close. This one is not so much of a big deal to me if they've already been earning rewards, but if they haven't, you do want to remind them, you know, hey, the party's closing, your link might remain open, but sets go quickly, especially right now. So you want to make sure that you're getting all your orders in. Okay, so I said I was going to post this later so that you can maybe copy and paste if you need to, but I think it's already in one of the resources. I just can't remember what it's called. It might actually be on the hostess coaching part, but this is a sample follow-up when you're talking to the host, okay? Or if you're talking to a customer, okay? So when you've had a customer order and they've ordered a lot, I noticed you ordered 2, buy 3, get 1 free because you couldn't decide which shades you love best. I love that. Because you're such a fan, let's book a nail bar. Or if they maybe ordered only 1, buy 3, get 1 free, or maybe they only ordered 2, big pet peeve, right? But if they only ordered 2, maybe it was because of funds. And maybe you say, you know, I would love to set up a nail bar with you so you can earn your free nails just by participating as a host in your own nail bar. Okay. Whatever is closest to what they need, reach out to them and follow up with them like that. Okay. But I would always give a specific day and time as an option to talk to them, and give them all the information as possible right away, because that makes it easier for them to think about. If you're only giving them part of the details and you don't share all of it at one time, that means they have to keep coming back to you, which is good, but that means that you also have to keep going back to them. We don't want to overwhelm them or annoy them, right? We want to just give them the info. But then you also want to offer the opportunity individually. So if maybe when you shared the opportunity in the nail bar, they liked your post or they made a comment on the post and you want to follow up with them. So you had shared how fun it would be to be a Color Street stylist and how much you love the product. Let's connect this week and I can share with you how to become a stylist and all that Color Street offers. So again, you're giving them that, you know, that bait to have that conversation with you. Give them a specific day and time that you can talk, and then have that opportunity brochure ready to go. Okay, maybe give them pictures of it, or if you do a FaceTime call or even a Facebook Messenger call, you can go through the brochure with them, and then give your own experiences. But that brochure lays everything out so clearly, you don't want to miss giving that to them. Maybe even offer to send it to them so that they can still think about it if they need to after your call. A successful nail bar is a partnership between the stylist and host. So I hope you've seen some ways that we can actually connect with our host and get that conversation going, but also giving them all the resources and tools that they need, not only to have that successful nail bar, but also to see how easy it is to be a stylist when all the stuff is given to us as stylists in our back office for us to use. So offering that color street opportunity is great because you can convert the host to a stylist. Okay. In your app, there is an amazing video on this. Okay. There is also a great video from a Tuesday training on this. So I think for sure you need to look this up. I don't remember if it's called flipping or converting on the app or on the Tuesday training, but Molly Fitch gives a great rundown of this, and I think everybody needs to hear it and see it, and it's just amazing. Okay, so I'm going to maybe open up the floor. If you want to unmute yourselves and share a host coaching success tip. So how have you maybe gotten new members into your VIP group? How have you booked nail bars, and how have you converted your host to a stylist? So if anybody has anything they want to share, they can go ahead and do that. Just unmute yourself. Anybody? Okay, well, I just know that booking parties, I get it. It's hard right now, right? But if you put it out there to people that you can do it really easy, either within your VIP group or even as a Facebook group or even a text party. I mean, we have so many options right now, even though we can't be in someone's face, we can be in their space, right? So I don't want you to think that it's not possible. Scheduling the party can be harder for you than it is for them if you make it that way. But because a lot of things in a group can be scheduled, don't let it scare you. Okay, schedule from your computer so you know it's going to post, and just go from there. And you know, don't be afraid to try a different way to have a party. Okay, if you need to do all of it through videos, cool. If you need to do all of it through graphics, cool. If you need the host to really run the show because they've done this before, cool. Don't be afraid to do any of those things, because it's really about the connection between you and the host to make sure that it works well. It doesn't really matter the platform or if it's fancy or if you go live every 2 seconds. It's really more about the connections that you're making with your host and the customers. All right, so the final quote on there is, "A great coach is hard to find, difficult to part with, and impossible to forget." So make an impact on your host, and she will continue to grow with you. And that's just really, it's such the truth, because the closer you are to your host, they are very willing to come back and do it again, especially with a consumable product. They're not hesitant to earn free nails. Again, if you make it easy for them to be a host and if you make it fun for them to be a host. So just remember all those things. I will post this. There's not really any new things to share from corporate, since they're doing the amazing connect the dots every day during the week. But just remember, if you BQ'd for those 3 months in a row, you should be getting your jewelry. If you've hit Circle of Excellence, you should also be getting that. And if you need any extra help with parties or hosts or coaching, all of it's available in your app under videos and resources. So please don't be hesitant to look that up. And really, I'm trying to find, I want to tell you one more thing. Oh, so they gave us homework where you need to try and book/schedule 2 new parties this week. So start contacting people from your VO that maybe have been a host before, or just look up people that have ordered 1 or 2 buy 3 get 1 frees twice in a month. Or at least like $60, $80 in nails in a month. So maybe they took advantage of a sale that you had in your VIP, but they also ordered online. That's who you're looking to connect with first as a host. Or again, someone that has already hosted before. And try to get them to book a party for either June or even July, honestly. I try to book pretty far ahead of time so that I know what my schedule is, because it's always crazy. But go ahead and try to get some parties on the books. You really want to have at least 4 parties in a month. I know some people shoot for 8, but I think it's more realistic to shoot for 4, 1 per week, and then grow from there. All right, does anyone have any questions for today? All right, well, I hope you guys have a great week and a great rest of your month. I hope that we get some more restocks on Monday and then it goes a little smoother. And I hope they just keep being an amazing company like they have been, and really trying to work stuff out for us and trying to get inventory back in our hands. All right, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.